And we are live. This is Matt. This is Mike and Dan.
Hello.
Yeah, just about to go through the the final bit of week 3 of the um, Berkeley CS 169 course, and I'm a little tired today, so maybe uh, I went out for a friend's dad's burial Friday.
All
Yeah,
right.
they're up
Still
all
feeling the effects
day.
today?
Yeah, yeah,
That must have been a good party.
yeah. Was up all night for 2 consecutive days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't party like that anymore. I'm too old.
yeah. So, okay, I have um. So, I hadn't been watching the videos.
The
So
videos.
I took some time to try and watch them. I watched some of. I think I did some things on week 3. I had not watched these week 3 videos, so I took time to. Oh, I did not watch these. I think I did REST APIs. Yeah. So yeah,
Yep.
I think I will make time to watch these ones as well. And then it's the week 3 homework. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Yes, there. Open new tab. Yes. And then just a moment. So yeah, I should do next. And yeah, this bit. This is what I had not started on. So maybe I'll just go ahead and read the.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of noise. And yeah, so okay, so remember the sorting and filtering settings. So I remember last time what we did was having the sort algorithms and then adding the forms, the form
Hmm.
with the filtering. But then if like what I had was
Was it working?
yeah, mine I think mine was working.
Good.
uh, uh, let me just make it clear. Then cd mm, If I did localhost 1000. So the only thing was that when we did the sort, and then again did this, this wasn't remembered, right?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's where you're supposed to have left off with. So that's what we'll take care of in the next part.
Okay. So maybe I'll start reading the first paragraph. Part 3, remember the sorting and filtering settings. Oh, so this is 70 points. The other part is just 30.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so the user can now click the movie title or release date headings and see the movie sorted by those columns, and can additionally use the checkboxes to restrict the listing to movies with certain ratings only. And we have preserved restfulness because the URI itself always contains the parameter that will control the sorting and the filtering. The last step is to remember these settings. That is, if the user has selected any combination of the column sorting and restrict by rating constraint, and then the user clicks on the see details of the movies, for example, when she clicks back to the movie, the detail page, the movie, when she clicks back to the movie list on the detail page, the movie listing should remember her sorting and filtering settings from before. Click away from the listing to see the details of a movie is only click away from the list to see the details of a movie is only one example. The settings should be remembered regardless what actions the user takes, so that anytime she visits the index page, the settings are correctly reinstated. The best way to do the remembering will be the use of session hash. The session is like the flash, except that once you set something in the session, it's remembered forever until you nuke the session with session.clear, or selectively delete things from it with session.delete some key. That way, in the index method, you can selectively apply the settings from the session, even if the incoming URI doesn't have the appropriate params set. Hints and caveats. If the user explicitly includes new sorting filtering settings in params, the session should not override them. Instead, the new session settings should be remembered in the session. If a user unchecks all checkboxes, leave the settings stored in session hash, since it doesn't make sense for a user to uncheck all the checkboxes. To be restful, we want to preserve the property that a URI that results in a sorted filtered view always contains the corresponding sorting filtering parameters. Therefore, if you find that the incoming URI is lacking the right params, and you are forced to fill them from the session, the restful thing to do is to redirect to the new URI containing the appropriate parameters. There is an important corner case to keep in mind, though. If the previous action had placed a message in the flash to display after a redirect to the movies page, your additional redirect will delete that message and it will never appear, since the flash only survives across a single redirect. To fix this, use flash.keep right before your additional redirect, then the deploy. Okay, so I think what I get from the read is that we are supposed to use the session hash to store the content of the just a minute.
Sure. I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back.
Dan, I'm back. So what like I get from this is that we are supposed to be using the session to keep the variables that we are saying to be remembered across a refresh and something like that.
Sorry, I just got a drink. So
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Yeah, I was saying that what maybe we are supposed to do here is to use the session hash to be storing the values of the items that we are supposed to be working with.
Yep.
So maybe
so in other words, if the user is already filtered by the ratings or has sorted by the column headings,
yeah,
that should be saved in the session hash. That state should be saved in the session hash, so that the next call to the index will have them say sorted and as needed, right?
yeah. So maybe just to guess, just a minute. Done. Yeah, I'm back. So maybe just to guess, maybe here I can have something like session if I'm doing the right thing. Movie is not in the correct scope. If I do this and
So I see what you're doing here. You're saving the state, basically the current state, into the session
Yeah.
using these instance variables. But so I have a suggestion. So, or actually a question. If you look at those that you highlighted, highlight the all ratings that you just saved. It looks like they're determined by your so what determines what's put in those variables, the highlight and the ratings, and maybe there's like a common.
Yeah, it's the value in the params.
Yes. So maybe I think that it might be better to use the params values to save the state, since the params are basically determining, like in the RESTful interface, what's in the kind of determine what is going to be what the state is, right?
Yep, that makes sense. But then what becomes the value? Am I using session the correct way?
Yes, it's a hash. So, but one other suggestion, so you see the params, it's using a symbol, and in yours, you're using a
String,
which I know that we were using a string for the highlight argument, but I think there was like a something to do with the URL helper, or that caused us to be forced to use a string. But I think normally symbol is better.
So do I use symbol for session as well?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think it really matters, but just for style sake, I think symbols a little bit more.
Okay. And then now we have rating.
Mhm.
Then we have this.
Mhm.
Yeah. And what else do I need to?
I know some places you have ratings and some places you have rating. Is there a reason?
Oh yeah, I think this is wrong.
Params.
I think this is wrong.
I think it might be ratings.
It might be
ratings. So the ratings is determined by like remember we did that form in the view, and it like it had the checkboxes which put something with the ratings. Can you go to the view for the index?
I think I missed it.
The view for can you go to the view for the index real quick? The so in the form that we added, see the checkbox tag ratings. So that uses the ratings, and that basically, when you hit that, it's going to put a ratings hash into the params. So we'll definitely need to use ratings. But it looks like you might have used rating for some other things, which is okay. It's just, let's see. So like the params, anywhere it says params rate, it should be ratings instead of rating. No, you're changing it to the wrong way around. It should be ratings plural. So as long as that, yeah, exactly. So like if you have it as ratings and params, why not just put session rating? See what I'm saying? And then that way it's just like you're taking whatever's in the params and putting it into the session to save it. Mm.
Yeah. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, so this should be params ratings.
Mm-hmm.
So with session also we have ratings, right?
Yeah, I would just put it just like it's kind of like you're just taking whatever's in the params and saving it into the session. That way, make everything the same.
And we don't need to import anything.
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay.
So yeah, the session is just like built in. Yes.
Okay. So is that it? So it's not.
Okay. I can't see your URIs, but maybe you can look at. I don't know why it's.
My URIs?
Yeah, in the browser.
Oh,
the browser bar.
you
can take a look and see what's in the params, and maybe you can see. So you saved it in the session, right?
Yeah,
And
can you
then the next step.
You can see my URI now?
Mhm. Yeah, so it's got sort by, right? And then when you, yeah, now you have rating, and you can't see the whole thing because all the ratings are selected, but I'm guessing you sort by in there anymore.
Okay.
And so even though you've saved it in a session, you basically now, whenever you get a request from the browser, you're going to have to do the next step, which is take those, what you have saved in the session, and put them in the params for the next request. And if you remember from what the README was saying, the restful way to do it is to do a redirect. So you're going to do redirect to the new URI containing the appropriate parameters, which are the parameters that you saved in the session hash.
Yeah.
If you see, let's see, where does it say? It mentions there's something about the about redirect to, if you can find that. Yes.
To be restful, we want to preserve the property that a URI that results in a sorted filtered view always contains the corresponding sorting filter parameters. Therefore, if you find the incoming URI is lacking in params and you are forced to fill them from sessions, the restful thing to do is to redirect to the new URI containing the appropriate parameters. There is an important corner case to keep in mind, though. If the redirect will delete that message, and if the previous action had placed a message in Flash,
Yeah, that part. Yeah, the corner case, we can just leave it for now.
Okay.
Because it's really just something you add at the end. So,
okay.
Yeah, just focus on that. So it looks like it says if there's something missing in your URI, which we saw that the sort by was missing once we filtered.
So in my
what we want to do is make a call to we want to do the redirect to the index URI with the adding the appropriate parameters, right, to params.
Yes, I think this makes sense. So in my URI, if I filter by this guy, it gives movies, then ratings. But then when I click this, I lose that. And this guy is saying To be RESTful, we want to preserve the property of that URI that results in a sorted filtered view. Always contains the corresponding sorting filter parameters. Therefore, if you find that the incoming URI is lacking the right params, you're forced to fill them from session. The restful thing to do is to redirect to new URI containing the appropriate parameters.
So we saw like before that we could we didn't use the redirect before, right? But we've used the path, you know, like the path helper, like the movies path.
Yeah,
And one time we inserted
like this.
yes. So that movies path doesn't have any argument. But I remember one time we used it with an argument that had like one of the parameters in there, right? Like can you see any other place we called movies path?
They're just two
Um
in this.
yes, but it might have been in the view or might have
In there?
been in was
Yeah.
it in the
Hello.
let me see. Just a second. Let me look for it. Let's see. Was it in the um
Controller.
we looked in the controller first, right? I think it might have been in the view, the index view.
Oh.
No. Didn't we? Okay, here it is. Yeah. So remember when we did this link to
Yeah.
link to movies path, and then we put sort by title or sort by release date. So this is the basically params sort by.
Okay.
That's you're calling the movies path, and that what that does is redirects you to that index, and with the params sort by equal to that title.
Uh, so if I loosely translate that to what I'm supposed to do here, maybe I'll check um So they're saying is it session hash since it doesn't make sense. So the best way to do the remembering will be the use of session hash. The session hash is like the flash, except that once you say something more unique. Okay. Then if I then check such so I'm just thinking. So if I just do
Exactly.
movies path, and then we have maybe and then session. Man.
That's up on the line above.
Yeah. And then
Okay. Oh, sorry. I just noticed you're missing something. So the movies path takes a hash as an argument. You have the values of the hash, but you have to put the keys in there.
okay. Let me just see.
Yep.
Sort by so
Yep.
rating.
Rating?
What should I have here?
Ratings. Plural.
So this
See, because if you look up at the checkbox tag,
yeah.
yeah, it should be ratings with an S.
And then we have yeah, so that's, and then how so this means every time the session is reloaded, this will be in the session.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see.
Okay. You got an error. Oh, did it stop? Yep. So what's it say? Localhost has redirected you too many times on the browser.
On the browser.
Yeah. See, it says the error message, localhost has redirected you too many times. So me and Matt both ran into this issue.
Okay.
So what do you think happened?
Yeah. What did you just say?
Matt, like both Matt and I also came across the same issue with our solutions.
Okay.
So what do you think is causing it?
Localhost redirected you too many times. Is it since okay, let me just do this. Okay, it's still the same.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to redirect only if
Yes.
we have this in the session variable.
Yep. Only if you are missing some params that you have saved in the session variable.
Yeah.
So you'll have to be careful about this condition. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, I'm back.
Hi, Dan. Hello.
Hey, yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, so this is what I added.
Session sort by or session ratings. So you're checking to see if they're non-null or if there's anything in the session, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Did you try it out?
Nope. I just refreshed this. And then I didn't try it with the session variable set. Redirected to
Looks like it's still redirecting you.
So
And it redirects. So it looks like that condition is always true.
yeah. I guessed that I didn't really think through it. But then
Didn't save the filter.
nope. Did not. Because
So it basically looks like what you had before.
yeah.
So
What do you suggest is what we are supposed to be doing with this condition?
So with this condition, we're supposed to check if there's anything in the that is. All right, sorry. If there's anything in the sessions.
Done.
Yeah.
Let me have
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me just have 5 minutes.
Sure.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Maybe I just drop off from the call.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Sure.
have a bit of a heat situation here.
Yeah. All right, no problem.
We can look at it next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, have a good week. We'll see you next week.
Yeah?
All right. Bye.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.